The night the world stopped believing in fairy tales began with one man, Doug Christie, once the symbol of devotion and loyalty, now standing alone beneath a sky that felt colder than ever before. The truth had finally clawed its way out of the dark. A truth written not in ink, but in DNA. And when Doug Christie held that report in his trembling hands, the sound that left his chest wasn't a sob. It was the roar of a man whose entire soul had just been murdered. For years, Doug had given everything to Jackie Christie, his loyalty, his legacy, his life. Together, they had painted a picture of unbreakable love. But that picture had been painted on cracked glass. And tonight, the glass finally shattered. The DNA results didn't just rewrite a name. They rewrote a history. Because the daughter Doug had raised, protected, and loved wasn't his. The name written on that paper was another man's, Montell Jordan. The air inside his lawyer's office felt heavy. Doug Christie slammed the papers down, his voice cutting through the silence like thunder. "File it," he demanded, jaw locked, eyes burning with betrayal. "They stole my life, my daughter, my peace. And now they'll face the truth in court." This wasn't heartbreak anymore. This was war. By morning, the world was on fire. Headlines screamed across every platform. Doug Christie sues Jackie Christie and Montell Jordan for $100 million. DNA scandal erupts. Hashtags flooded timelines. Or justice for Doug, Jackie exposed, or DNA deception. Fans cried, others cursed, and the media couldn't look away. But the internet's noise was nothing compared to what came next. A leaked audio, soft, grainy, but unmistakably cruel. The voices of Jackie and Montell, allegedly laughing, mocking the man whose heart they had destroyed. "He'll never know," one voice whispered. "Chantel is ours." The world froze. The audio looped through every feed, dissected and replayed until there was no denying what it meant. And in that moment, Doug Christie went from betrayed husband to tragic hero. He appeared before cameras, his eyes swollen, his voice trembling. "This isn't betrayal," he said. "This is the murder of my soul." The words broke the internet. Fans who once adored Jackie Christie now turned on her. Montell Jordan, once praised for his smooth voice, was now being dragged through a storm of outrage. Concerts canceled, sponsors silent. The empire was cracking. Inside that chaos, a journalist stepped forward with more fire. Reports of secret payments between Montell and Jackie. Transactions hidden behind consulting fees and family support. Whispers of hush money, fraud, cover-ups. The kind of schemes that made fans start using another name, the Christie conspiracy. Everywhere. People were choosing sides. Doug became a symbol of pain and dignity. Jackie, the emblem of deceit. And through it all, one voice broke the internet again. Chantel Christie. Her post appeared on Instagram in stark black and white. One sentence that pierced the entire world. "Who am I? My life was built on lies. Millions read it." Millions cried. And somewhere, Doug Christie stared at that screen, clutching his chest like a man watching his own heart disappear. The daughter he once cradled now questioned her entire existence. The streets turned into a battlefield of opinions. Protest signs read "Justice for Doug." Fans screamed outside courtrooms. Talk shows replayed the leaked tapes on loop. Influencers argued about truth and betrayal, while lawyers whispered about something darker. Possible federal involvement, fraud, blackmail, FBI interest. Through every headline, Doug Christie stood like a man refusing to drown. He walked into that courthouse not as an athlete or a celebrity, but as a father stripped of everything but rage and love. The cameras flashed. The crowd screamed. But he didn't flinch. Inside, his lawyer's voice thundered, "Your Honor, this isn't just betrayal. This is emotional execution." The courtroom gasped. Across the aisle, Jackie Christie sat stone-faced, dark glasses hiding eyes that no longer looked confident, only cornered. Montell Jordan adjusted his tie, trying to seem calm, but his pulse betrayed him. Every flash of the cameras was another nail in the coffin of their public image, and then came the sound that stopped time. The judge's gavel striking the desk, commanding silence. But silence couldn't drown the pain in Doug's voice when he turned toward his wife and whispered, "Look me in the eyes, Jackie. Tell me again that Chantel was mine." No one breathed. No one moved. The air was thick with grief, disbelief, and a truth too heavy for words. And as the courtroom lights flickered under the weight of that confession, the world realized this wasn't just a scandal. This was the unraveling of a family. To the world, it was entertainment. To Doug Christie, it was the death of everything he believed in. And this was only the beginning. Because the war for truth hadn't even reached its darkest hour yet. Inside that suffocating courtroom, the tension could have sliced through steel. Every breath, every whisper, every heartbeat carried the weight of betrayal. Doug Christie stood at the center, his shoulders heavy, but his spirit refusing to die. Across the aisle, Jackie Christie hid behind her dark glasses, mascara smudged like guilt spilling down her face. And beside her, Montell Jordan sat frozen, that once confident posture now replaced by quiet panic. This wasn't a love triangle anymore. This was a funeral for truth. When Doug's lawyer rose, his words struck like thunder. "Your Honor, this isn't a divorce case. This is the deliberate execution of a man's identity." The courtroom gasped. Reporters scribbled every syllable. Doug stared straight ahead, eyes locked on the people who had turned his life into a lie. "For decades," the lawyer continued, "this man believed in a family that never truly existed. Jackie Christie and Montell Jordan didn't just betray him, they conspired to erase him." The defense tried to laugh it off. They called Doug emotional. They said the leaked tapes were fake. They said the money transfers were business. But when the prosecution pressed play, every lie collapsed. The audio echoed through the courtroom, cold and merciless. Jackie's voice, soft but cruel. "He'll never know. Chantel is ours." Then Montell's low chuckle. The sound of mockery. The sound of two people burying a man's dignity with laughter. Doug Christie buried his face in his hands as the room froze. Reporters sprinted outside, broadcasting the collapse of a marriage to the entire world. Fans watching the live stream cried. Others raged. Hashtags ignited again. True justice for Doug, Trier DNA deception. Black Widow Jackie. By the time the judge called recess, the courthouse was surrounded by protesters chanting, "Truth for Doug! Expose the lies!" Outside, Doug fell to his knees on the courthouse steps, cameras flashing like lightning. His voice cracked as he sobbed. "I'm not fighting for money. I'm fighting for the years they stole." His pain spread across every screen, raw and unfiltered. It wasn't celebrity gossip anymore. It was human tragedy. Hours later, a new bombshell dropped. Alleged bank records showing secret transfers from Montell Jordan to Jackie Christie. Always around the same time DNA suspicions surfaced. Tens of thousands of dollars hidden behind coded memos. The courtroom turned to chaos. Jackie's hands shook. Montell's jaw clenched. And Doug, barely holding himself upright, whispered, "You sold my soul for cash." Then, the unexpected voice that silenced the room, Chantel Christie herself. A trembling video appeared online, her eyes swollen from tears. "I don't know who I am anymore," she said. "I love my parents, but I hate the lies. And Doug, you may not be my father by blood, but you are the only man who ever treated me like his child." The clip shattered the internet. Every outlet, every celebrity, every fan reposted it with one word: heartbreaking. When court resumed, the air felt different. Even Jackie looked smaller, like guilt had finally stripped her armor away. Doug Christie stood one last time, his voice tired but resolute. "They took everything from me, my name, my daughter, my peace. This isn't revenge. This is survival." And then came the twist no one saw coming. An FBI investigator took the stand. He revealed secret emails, coded messages, and financial trails confirming everything the rumors had said. Fraud, cover-ups, hush money. The courtroom erupted into disbelief. Montell Jordan's face, into disbelief. Montell Jordan's face, drained of color. Jackie wept, whispering, "I never meant for it to go this far." But no apology could rewind the years or the damage. The verdict came like a thunderclap. Doug Christie victorious. The jury ruled in his favor, awarding him damages that meant nothing compared to the years lost. Jackie and Montell were found guilty of emotional distress and conspiracy. Cameras caught Doug collapsing once more, whispering through tears, "This isn't victory. This is survival." The photo went viral in seconds. Around the world, people saw a man who had fought for truth and paid the highest price. A broken but brave trended globally. Celebrities called him a hero. Others called it the saddest win in history. Jackie Christie, disgraced and hunted by headlines, vanished from the public eye. Montell Jordan's reputation disintegrated overnight. Concerts canceled, deals pulled, fans gone. But the real casualty was Chantel, who posted one last message before deleting her account. "I have no father, no mother. Only lies." That line became the closing chapter of the entire saga. A family erased by betrayal. A love story turned courtroom war, and a man left standing amid the ashes of justice. Doug Christie walked out of court a free man, but freedom felt hollow. The truth had given him justice, but it had also stolen his peace. And as the world moved on to the next scandal, he sat alone, whispering, "They may have lost everything, but I lost myself." Because sometimes the truth doesn't set you free. Sometimes it burns everything you ever loved.